Hey guys, it's Bianca Sophia. I'm just hopping on to just to talk about some stuff that's interesting. Like always. It's like 2 o'clock in the morning. And I've just been like, I feel like I've been working on a puzzle all day, you know? But like, you know what I find really fascinating? Oh, fascinating, that's a new one. The whole, you know how like the first essences are, Sophia and Christos, yeah? Christos is, that's a type of consciousness, right? The Christed consciousness, right? Which is, it represents the sun, represents the divine masculine, represents life force, right? And then we have Sophia, which represents the star, which represents the womb, which represents abundance, growth, right? So Sophia birthed, I guess you could say Sophia birthed Christos. But she needed Christos, right? She needed to live, right? She was, I guess you could say she was in her own womb, right? In her heart. It was the heart, I believe, that started it all. Love. And her heart was so filled with this love that she manifested with her heart Christos, this life force that came in and gave her this life force to manifest, to work with Christos, right? In manifesting this beautiful universe, the beautiful cosmos, right? And she fell in love with this creation that she created. So she birthed herself as well as, so she birthed the divine feminine as well as the divine masculine, right? But she couldn't get out of that womb, her own womb, with him, without him. Do you see what I'm saying? Like his life force, his fire that burns, the heart, the love that burns. It is what birthed, like what caused the whole birth, what caused the portal, right, to open, for them to, get out of that womb, right? To birth themselves out into this creation. But do you see, without the sun, without this life force, she would have been stuck in the womb, like in the dark, and just with no fun, no action, no, you know what I mean? So she became aware of this love that she had for this masculine, this divine, this energy within her, this heart. And this heart exploded, right? This heart exploded and it created a whole cosmos, right? And at that time, there was no time. It was just frequency and sound and light. And this was the beginning of creation. Sorry, I'm smoking at the same time. I just find it so fascinating and so beautiful at the same time, right? Like, it's like she wanted to experience love. She wanted to experience no more loneliness because she was alone in this womb, in this heart, right? It's like both the same. So she exploded out with the help of this sun life force, divine masculine energy, right? And this explosion, she came out of the womb, as well as the divine masculine also came out of the womb. And then they decided to kind of separate themselves from that, right? So you have Sophia, but then you also have like the Sophia on the outside, which was faith. You have faith, right? Sorry, I'm taking another puff here. And like in the beginning, like I said, it was just sound and frequency and playing with that, playing with sacred geometry, right? Like beautiful shapes and sound and light and colors and just But they wanted more, right? They wanted to play more. They wanted to create more. They wanted to experience more. So how did they do that? Well, they exploded parts of those selves out as well, right? It's what they kept doing. They kept fractalizing themselves and to become more and more and more, yeah? But if you understand, one is not anything without the other. That's why it's so important that we unite with each other instead of always being divided, right? And we have to find that balance within, because the only way you can balance the outside is by balancing the inside, right? As well as unconditional love. Unconditional love within, right? Because when you go within, you find the real you, which is the creator. You are the creator. You, whoever is listening to this, you are the creator. You are source creator. You are a piece of source creator. You were there in the beginning. We all were. And what is the driving force behind, like manifestation? Like, I'm trying to go back down now to where we are, right? Like after, an infinite amount of experiences, we are here in this hell, right? We fractalized and fractalized and fractalized and fractalized so much that we ended up in hell, right? But it really depends how you look at it, right? Because, like I said, only the brave came down here. It wasn't a punishment. It wasn't anything like that. We wanted to experience this. Why? Why would anyone want to experience this? To learn, right? Because if you are of the light for so long, it's like you get used to it, right? And you not necessarily get bored, but the experience of the dark makes you appreciate the light that much more. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the brave souls that fractalize to the point of coming inside out, upside down, whatever you want to call it. It was only for those who had the courage to dare step that low, right? To actually pretend to be cut off from their creator. But they don't realize that they are the creator. They forgot they are the creator, right? And a lot of people, lost themselves. And that's just the name of the game. Only the strong survive. Only those that have only those that are pushed to that point where they go within, right? To find the real light. Within is where you find the creator. You find yourself, right? And within you find all those other aspects of you, right? You find the divine feminine within. You find the divine masculine within. And when you find them, they help you ascend back to them, to where they are, right? But you can't do it if you're searching outside of yourself. You can't do that if you're only looking out of your eyes. You're only using the 5 senses that the earth has to offer, right? You have to go within. That's where the magic is. That's where you find your magic. That's where you find your light. Like I said, you find the stars and you find the sun. And those together work together to manifest, right? To be abundant together, right? You find that power that you used to have when you created this place, right? Because we created this whole entire thing. We created the whole cosmos. And it's really, really beautiful if you think about it. And, the only thing powerful enough to manifest what you want when you want is love, unconditional love, with no, and I don't mean conditional love, right? Like, Archangel Michael, or I should call him Seraphim Michael, was, oh, what happened to my, hold on a second. Shit, I'm like running out of time here. So what happened was like, Michael was, he asked, do you really love me unconditionally? And I was like, yes. But he knows this, right? And he said, so if I show you all of my other forms, you'll still love me, even if I didn't look like I look like now. And I'm like, yes, absolutely. So he started showing me his other aspects, his other many different beings that he's been in his experiences. And it didn't matter what he showed me, I still loved them all the same. I loved him just as much as I loved him as this beautiful angel. You know what I mean? His dragon form or his reptilian, whatever form he showed me, I loved him just as much. Do you know what I mean? There was no, I wasn't like, ugh, like repelled by any of those forms he showed me. I kissed him just as much as I kissed the angel. You know what I mean? There's nothing that made me turn away. And that's how you know it's real love. And that's unconditional love. Or if he showed me some of the darker things that he's done and when he was lost or, didn't know. Excuse me. Like, some of the lives where he wasn't proud of what he's done, right? But the same with me. Apparently I've done some not so good things in some of my lives, right? But he still loves me just the same. You know what I mean? And that's unconditional love. That's what it is, and that's what it's all about. And love like that, you guys, has the power to create galaxies, has the power to create dimensions, planets, whatever it is that you want to create, you can create. But it starts within. It starts within. Like, people think that if they go within, they're going to be alone, right? Oh, well, I have to go within, I have to do this work alone. No. It's not, that's the thing. That's what people like miss out on, the part that when you go within, you find your love, you find yourself, right? But you find also your other half, the other half of you, your twin flame or your soulmate, whatever you want to call it, the other aspects of you. We're not separate, we're the same. Right? And when you find that love, that unconditional love for yourself and for the other aspects of yourself, that's what creates the magic. That's what starts and lights this fire again, right? This fire, and this fire burns all that other crap down, right? And out of the ashes comes this bird, flies out of the ashes and creates anew. It creates whatever the heck you want, anything. And it's just so beautiful. So that was just a quick one I wanted to hop on and talk about, because the stuff coming through, like the downloads I'm receiving now because of this thing that was removed in my head, which is in another video that I don't know which one I'm going to release first yet, because I like this. I might release this one first, but I have a video that's coming up, because I have like 5 videos on hold right now that you're going to hear about that. This red light thing that was in my over my third eye, that was removed a couple nights ago. But yeah, it's like so beautiful, it makes you want to cry, right? It's like really, it's overwhelming, it's emotional, but in a good way. It's not like crying tears of sadness, tears of loss, tears of being desperation, you know what I mean? Because like once you're home, once you find your home within in that love, it's like there's nothing that can take that away from you. It's like that final chess move, right? Checkmate. You win, right? You've won. And I've won. And there's nothing in the world that could change my mind about that. And that's what it's all about too, is do you have faith in the Divine Mother and the Divine Father? Do you have faith in yourself? Right? Because you will be tested, trust me. And I've been tested left and right, and I've had some really, really hard tests that I haven't talked about to anybody yet. some of the spiritual attacks that I've had that were allowed to happen because they wanted, my higher aspects wanted to test my faith. They wanted to test me to see how I would react to these psychic attacks from these black magicians, these black magic, right? From these dark aspects of, Michael and Halo Lucifer, right? So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and stop for now. But there's more coming. Really, really interesting stuff. So shields up, swords up. Let's get it.